10 things to know before buying the 2022 Chrysler 300. The Chrysler 300 is a go-to model for those who want the comfort and space provided by a sedan and also stand out from the rivals due to the ravishing design language it procures. With no major changes anywhere, the 2022 iteration of the Chrysler 300 is now offered for sale an MSRP of $32,215 and retains all the qualities of the older model years. The enticing optional HEMI V8 motor is offered too. The performance is impressive considering the heavy curb weight of this sedan, and the driving dynamics are sure-footed, too. The 2022 Chrysler 300 is also one of the most spacious offerings of the segment, making it a comfortable sedan for 5 passengers. However, ride quality and fuel efficiency are still some of the major deal breakers. So is the platform it is built on, which is more than a decade old. Here are 10 things you need to know before buying the 2022 Chrysler 300. 10. Comes with an optional V8 motor. The 2022 Chrysler 300 can be had with the optional 5.7-liter HEMI naturally aspirated V8 engine mated to the 8-speed ZF-sourced torque converter automatic transmission, and the performance turned out to be one of the best of the segment. Producing 363 horsepower and 394 pound-feet of torque, this full-size sedan managed to do the 0 to 60 miles per hour run in just 5.3 seconds. The mid-range is where this sedan shines the most, and a simple mash on the gas pedal is all that is required to make the car dart forward with unmatched athleticism. The transmission is pretty quick to respond and there is a decent amount of grip as well, especially for an RWD car. The motor also sounds sweet with the traditional V8 burble, and it screams as you approach the red line. 9. Reasonably good handling. Unlike the first generation of the Chrysler 300, this 2022 iteration turned out to be a surprisingly competent handler. The suspension is tuned to the stiffer side and the steering is pretty direct, making it a well-controlled sedan when driven quite enthusiastically through the twisties. The body roll is under control too. This full-size sedan could hold the line when thrown around a tight corner pretty well. The steering weighs up nicely as the speeds rise, even though it is devoid of any major feel and feedback. The chassis is quite playful, offering the driver a hint of oversteer, which is quite fun. Both the standard V6 and the optional V8 motors are on par for the course as well. 8. Poor ride quality. One thing that would turn out to be a deal breaker, especially to those with families, is the harsh ride quality. Get the Chrysler 300S with the 20 inches wheels and the ride could be termed as bone-shattering at slow speeds. Even the smallest of the irregularities could be felt by the passengers and is pretty much unbearable when doing a long haul. If you expect the ride to get sorted as the speeds increase, you would be pretty disappointed here as well. The ride quality never gets settled on the highway, and there is quite a bit of vertical movement. The only way to make the ride passable is by opting for the base Touring or the mid-spec Touring L trims, as it comes with smaller 17 wheels. 7. Spacious cabin. The 2022 Chrysler 300 is not going to bother anyone in terms of the interior space, as it has more than enough room to accommodate 5 passengers without feeling claustrophobic. The front seat occupants get the best-in-class shoulder room and headroom. Even the legroom is pretty decent for the segment. The leather upholstery and other creature comforts provided with the higher trims are a boon, too. We found that getting in and out of the rear seat is very easy with the Chrysler 300, as the opening is fairly wide. When inside, there's an excellent all-around space that is comfortable enough for 3 adults. This is one area in which the Chrysler 300 totally destroys the competitors. The under-thigh and lower back support is excellent too. The same is also the case with the trunk capacity of 16.3 cubic feet. 6. Design still stands out. Even after more than a decade of being in continuous production, the 2022 Chrysler 300 is still the most elegant offering of the segment. Out on the open road, the 300 makes you feel like a king, especially due to the sharp LED headlights, stately front-end design, and the clean and uncluttered character lines. The 6 color combinations on offer with the Chrysler 300 also accentuate the American design language very well, making it even more handsome in this day and age. Other subtle touches like the 20 inches wheels, chrome window lining, LED taillights, and the blacked-out elements do make it look properly mafia spec. This timeless design also manages to turn quite a lot of heads when out on the open road. 5. Mediocre fuel efficiency. Coming with a naturally aspirated V6 motor as standard and having a pretty hefty curb weight of 4,103 pounds means that the 2022 Chrysler 300 is not going to set the fuel efficiency charts on fire. Get the ones equipped with the standard V6 motor, and you are looking at 19 mpg in the city and 30 mpg on the highways. With a large 18.5-gallon fuel tank capacity, the 2022 Chrysler 300 could achieve 555 miles on the highway on a full tank of fuel. However, if you opt for the optional HEMI V8, the combined gas mileage is close to 19 mpg, making it a gas hog. 4. Interior looks quite dated. Since the Chrysler 300 is quite an old proposition of the segment, the interior doesn't follow the same lines as the exterior in terms of elegance. Get into the cabin of the 300, and you would be taken back to the early days of the previous decade, especially with the old-school dashboard design and the rubbery feeling materials on use for most parts. The steering wheel is massive, and the center console and the dashboard lack any sort of sophistication that you would normally see in a car of this day and age. The lower trim comes with fabric seats too. Even the leather upholstery doesn't feel premium at all. However, the cabin is pretty airy and is excellent in terms of ergonomics. 3. Many driver assistance features are optional. Like the outgoing model year, the Safety Tech Plus package, which is a safety and driver assistance package, is not offered as standard with this 2022 iteration. This makes the 2022 Chrysler 300 one of the worst of the segment in terms of the safety features on offer. We would also highly recommend the prospective buyers to opt for this package, which costs an additional $1,795. The Safety Tech Plus package comes loaded with many driver assistance techs like adaptive cruise control with stop and go, advanced brake assist, automatic high beams, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, and many more. All of these help the car to get a 4-star rating in the NHTSA crash test and do reasonably well in the IIHS crash test. 2. Excellent infotainment system. The Uconnect 8.4 touchscreen infotainment system comes as standard across the 3 trim lineups, and we have always loved this infotainment. The interface is very fluid, like in many other FCA vehicles, and there's no major lag or stutter to report, with the display quality and touch sensitivity being top-notch. All the major connectivity and entertainment features like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, SiriusXM radio, in-dash navigation, and Bluetooth connectivity, are offered, even though some of them are offered as an optional extra if you opt for the Comfort package. The audio experience provided by the 9-speaker Alpine audio system is sweet, and even the audiophiles would be impressed by it. 1. Brakes could have been better. Coming with the 12.6 front and rear ventilated rotors coupled with all the basic braking features like ABS with EBD, brake assist, and hill hold control, we expected the 2022 Chrysler 300 to come out with superb braking performance. However, we were a bit disappointed with the mushy brake pedal and the wooden feel it provided the driver. As a result, the braking turned out to be less confidence-inspiring than the rivals like the Volkswagen Arteon and the Nissan Maxima. The front-end dive is on the higher side, too, especially under hard braking. Nevertheless, the 70 to 0 mph braking distance of 175 feet is decent for the midsize sedan segment.